Hard to believe that Election Day is just days away now. It's important that voters get engaged and are educated about issues that are at hand. It's exactly what the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce is working to do. And the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce of Carlsbad, Ted Owen, joins us now to talk about things that they're doing up in Carlsbad. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. I can attest to your weather report earlier.
A little foggy.
I just drove from Escondido in the fog. It's interesting. London or somewhere.
Yeah, it's very foggy. Be careful out there.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so you've got that book in your hand. What has happened in Carlsbad that makes voting there differently than perhaps voting someplace else? Your voters are more educated because you've got these great programs.
Well, we hope they're more educated. And what's happening is we have, for the very first time, district elections all throughout San Diego County, except for a couple of cities. I think Escondido has been under that gun for a couple of years. So we're getting 2 new council people. Our job as the chamber is to make sure that our members, which we have 1,400, which represents about 75,000 employees, and we make sure that they understand what's good for the economy is good for them, because when they create jobs, we create economy. So our job is to educate them. We do our monthly paper, which is Carlsbad Business Journal, which has for about 10 or 12 years been the best newspaper in
So this is the
United
Carlsbad
States.
Business Journal. You put that out, and you go issue by issue there.
40,000 readers.
Wow.
We've won the best award in 16 Western states for 5 years. So we take
that's
that
put out monthly, or how?
Yeah, it's put out monthly,
okay.
and we take that as our standard bearer. But in order to help them more, instead of doing things like debates and forums, which are great for the 200 people that go, but we have 70,000 70,000 voters. A couple hundred of them going to a forum doesn't do the job. So we do this thing called the voter registration guide. It goes inside our paper as an insert. Every person who's running for office, no matter what it is that affects Carlsbad, is in there. They all get asked the same 5 questions, and their answers are published, and their pictures in a bio. And so this is one of those things where you can sit down and look through it, try to gauge whether or not you really like the person that you've never heard of before or not. And then thirdly, we don't endorse and we don't raise money for candidates. As a matter of fact, we don't even allow the city of Carlsbad to be a member of the chamber, because we have to have an ability to stand tall and be able to take our position. However, we do propositions. This one is a ballot measure for our education system, and our board chair is endorsing it for the chamber. So there's a number of ways, but it's important for people to know that my wife and I just voted a week or so ago. You go to a college school district, 10 names, pick 4, you never heard of any of them.
Right, exactly.
It's a little more serious when you get down to 2 new council people. We have 12 candidates in various forms running.
So you outline their backgrounds and all of that in here.
Yeah, their backgrounds, their photos, their bios, and their answers to our 5 business-related questions.
So you have the issue of whether voters are going to be engaged, or whether they're even going to go to the polls. Correct. You've taken it a step further. You expect them to go to the polls, but you want them to go well-educated to going to the polls.
As best we can. You know, it's kind of funny. Most people vote absentee these days, about 70, 80%. So while we're doing all this stuff, you and I are talking about it. You see the signs all over the freeway and the median strips.
Right.
Most of the people already voted. Now, Carlsbad's a small town, 71,000 registered voters. Probably 40,000 will vote. So the number keeps getting smaller and smaller. So for us to be successful in what we do, we have to make sure we touch everybody that's in that pool of 40,000.
Well, that number is disconcerting. It should be higher than that, and I know we're all frustrated by that.
Well, it's an off-year election, and it's only as prominent as it is because of the fact we have a district election for the first time.
So if folks want to get a hold of this, can they just go to your website to find this information?
They can.
Okay. Great.
And it includes Congress, Senate, State Assembly, everybody that covers any remote fortune of Carlsbad.
All right, Ted Owen, President and CEO of the Carlsbad Chamber. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate the good. And if you're a resident of Carlsbad, we'll link to that on KUSI.com.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, as we continue here at